Hey dudes, welcome to episode 8 of my Banished Let's Play series. This episode, let's see, what are we gonna do? Well, this episode I'd like to try to get, I think, just two primary things done here. Well, I mean, we're still looking for things like sheep and, you know, some new interesting crops, maybe some fruit trees, something like that, to arrive at these such places. Let's get the game moving here. But the two things basically I want to do and or talk about today is the boarding house and the cemetery. Now, the boarding house we'll get to, I think, a little bit later. Boarding house, because the boarding house in my mind is related to a couple different things. Yeah, let's talk about the cemetery first. So first, minimum size for a cemetery, I believe, is 7 by 7 question mark. I believe 7 by 7. You can make it up to 20 by 20. So we got to find a place for it. No students. That's okay. We're approaching the limit on the schools rather. I also want to throw down a couple houses today. Cemetery is very useful because when you have a house full of people, okay, this is a bad example of family. This is also, as is this. Oh, it is a good example. Okay, so there's all these people in this house, right? Now, who's the oldest person in this house? Carrick. If Carrick dies, all these people in the house will be really sad. And we'll lose productivity on all of these people. Their productivity and happiness will drop, and that is a bummer. It'll drag down our happiness rating over here and stuff like that. So, you know, that's a concern for us. Basically, yeah. So, you know, with the cemetery, we're going to be able to keep happiness a little bit higher. It is really cheap and easy to build, so there's no real reason for us not to do it. We have people dying slightly more frequently now because there's just more people. So I'm just going to throw this here. Actually, no, it's not. Well, let's not do that there. What's a place where, you know what? I don't want to take up, so here's what I'm looking at right now. There's my market right here, okay? I don't want to take up the space right around the market because there should be houses there, right? That's why we put the market in the center. So, and I mean, we could eventually, if this gets big enough out here, jam a market someplace over here. I don't know. We're gonna need some bridges here soon, but I don't want to use up that space for a cemetery. So, looks like we got enough space here for some houses. Let's see. You know what I'll do? I'm going to throw in some houses here. Throw in a house there and there. Yeah, I'm going to throw in a road. That'll creep up this way. Right here. Let's just take it to there. And then I'm going to throw my cemetery in right next to that. Cemetery. So let's see, it doesn't need to be too big. It does cost, you know, stone, which is something we're going to talk about later. So let's get that cemetery going. I'm going to increase speed here. I'm going to throw in, let's go ahead up to 5 speed. I'm going to throw in a couple more houses. We're going to let the houses build. We're going to let the cemetery build. Then we'll be right back. So here we are. We're near 14. We're doing all right. About 75, 80 people. See, it's 27 plus 54. 80. So you know, got a good amount of peeps. Got a good amount of dudes. We just had someone pass away. Sadly, bummer. We'll turn this down to 1 to keep going. We're entering the winter. Excuse me, I added 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 houses here, and these two dudes here. and all of the houses are full. So they're gonna be making babies. Ooh, making babies. They're gonna be making babies, and then those babies are going to be students and carry on in their Dukesburg citizenship type thing. So they're going to join the workforce as productive members. So that's good. And these houses, as soon as I built them, they basically almost immediately did they fill up. So we got some single people in here. So we're good. That makes me happy. I mean, not that they're single. You know, I want everybody to be happy. Maybe single is happy for them. That's cool. You know, whatevs. So, couple of things. Before we start talking about the boarding house. General feedback from the community is when the game initially came out, and what I've been doing strategically and talking about doing is the following. There's a place called an herbalist, which you know very well. It provides us with herbs. Herbs keep our citizens happy, healthy, and they allow them to live longer lives. And it is written, has been, and believed that herbalists are most productive in old-growth forests, meaning forests that do not that are not chopped down, that are not maintained by the forestry hut, by our lumberjacks. And it's turning out that that's not actually the case. Now, whether that was initially something that wanted to be that the developer wanted to implement but just didn't, or if you know, who knows why it didn't actually make it into the game like that, but it doesn't appear to have any impact. So what we're gonna do is I actually through a little path from here this way. I'm a firm believer that actually the more I play and more I play, that firewood is one of the best commodities to have in the game. You get 4 trade units per piece of firewood. So I'm going to try and jack that up so we have some income, some money to spend when our traders get here. So basically I just kind of I measured, and from here to here, because this is mountains, I just, you know, from this one, the radius basically, from there in this direction to here, we'll have a forester hut centered on that location in a prime spot for our for a new forestry hut. So he'll be out here. He won't have too far to go to here, but what we'll actually do is also we'll throw a woodcutter out here, and we'll actually go ahead and throw a stockpile close to him too. So increase some efficiency there. So that's something I'm gonna get working on here in a second. Actually, you know what? Let me go ahead and throw that together first. I'm gonna get some villagers out here to clean up all of this, just to increase the efficiency there, and also add to our stockpiles, and then we'll get back to it. So look who we got here. I'm just gonna pause this. He won't swim away, but you know, I get worried. DeLorean, thank you again for coming to visit us. Unfortunately, we already have cattle, which we should check on in a second here. We do already have cattle. Sheep, buddy. Sheep. Let's just go ahead. He's gonna charge us through the freaking out the eyes for this. You know, we'll wait one more time. We're gonna hold off. We're gonna hold off, and then one time we'll hold off. And if he doesn't come back with sheep the next time, he gets one more chance. One more chance, DeLorean. One more chance. And then that's it. We're done. I'm just gonna have to place a custom order. It's gonna be so much more expensive. We're gonna feel it in the. We're gonna feel it. We're gonna feel it so hard in the firewood stores. But yeah. So anyway, all right. I'm gonna keep working, and then we'll be back to work on the boarding house. All right. We're gonna do a take 2 here. See who we got. Wilhelmina, the resource merchant, is bringing us wool. Man, it's not what we're looking for, Wilhelmina. Buy what you got. Gonna have to do that trade. Fine. Trade. Alright, next time DeLorean comes by, we are going to... you know, we're going to have to make that special order, which is going to be expensive. But anyway, this is coming together here. Just going to keep on trucking. Keep on trucking. Alright, so... Just one quick point before we see what this trader has brought us. Usually it's DeLorean that comes to this one. If it's DeLorean again, you know what we're gonna do. But just a reminder: if you don't need them, dismiss them right away. I feel like, and I'm not 100% sure this happens, but I really strongly feel that like they come back again much faster if you just go ahead and cut them loose if you don't need them. So, La Shawana. Okay. The general goods merchant. What kind of things could she potentially carry? I'm assuming it's a she. Sounds like a she. Wow, so many different kinds of things. Okay, you know what? Here's what we're gonna do. Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna take... well, I need to go ahead and hit play on this. Inventory. Okay, so that's at 800, so we should be getting some more firewood in. So I want some... what should we do? What do you think we should do? We're gonna put some pumpkins? Yeah, I like pumpkins. Let's go ahead and get some pumpkins. Trade. So, now we got some pumpkin seeds. Awesome. Looks like we got another thing to try and jam into this episode now. We won't jam it in if it doesn't fit, but we're almost done setting up as we go into early spring of year 16 here in Dukesburg. We're almost done setting up our little expansion over in that direction. Something else came up that I want to talk about in a second, but as soon as that expansion is done, we'll be right back. Okay, we got another one here. Who is it? Onions, wheat, chestnut, and venison. Who the heck is this? Garvey, the food merchant. No thanks, Garvey. We need DeLorean to come back so we can handle our wool needs here. Alright, so what has been going on? Well, I upped the food cap to 20,000. As a consequence, all my storage barns are full. Not all of them, but they were. So this one is full still. The market is 94% full. This is 100% full. So I threw a new one in here. I threw another one in over here too, still being built, just adjacent to these over here. The woodcutter is working. What's up, woodcutter? Chop that wood, chop that wood. I upped the fuel limit to 2,400. We're at 1,000 now, and that is also with increasing the amount stored at the traders. Oh, here comes another one. That's with increasing both of these to 800 on hand at all times. Which is double what we had in each of them before. So that's 800 times 4. That's 3,200 value, monies, whatever you want to call it, worth. So, so that should be pretty good. Let me slow this roll down here a bit. You can be good? You can be good, dude? You can be good? You're not even stopping at that. We go to the next one. That's good too. That's fine. Still nobody there, but we got 17 students. We got 22 little kids on the way, so that's the most we've had so far in the game. From this aerial view, you can see we got the houses kind of circling around here. We're going to build a couple more, obviously, and I threw one right here. It's coming in. Now look at this. This is a bummer. This is a bummer. Let me show you here. You can see it from this angle right here. See this? Right there, there's a little hill there that allows me to build nothing there. That space is wasted. I was trying to tug this house right here, which is, I measured it to be big enough, but I couldn't see the little bump there before. So I can't actually fit anything in there, which is, you know, again, a bummer. So the last thing we did in the meantime is plant the crop field. And I am going to go ahead and enable the automatic planting and harvesting of this location. It's not a very large field, so I'm just gonna have one farmer, just one farmer working there. We got some people dying, and I'm gonna, you know, I'm not gonna go ahead and talk about this this episode. Waiting for the farmer to get to work here. I'm not gonna talk about this about crops this episode. Suffice it to say that that's going to be good for us. You know, food variety, increased food variety means increased health of our citizens. So, yeah, enable. There we go. Yeah, anyway, so what else do we want to do? Well, let me show you this. We have 9 of 24 graves. About cemeteries. So what happens with the cemeteries is... See this little tree? As I'm talking, this little tree sprout out right there. That was kind of cool. Anyway, what happens with the cemeteries is over time, eventually, the gravestones will naturally deteriorate and disappear. I don't have an exact time frame on you, but it is a long time. So don't trust these to just empty over time and have, you know, 1 or 2 cemeteries be enough for you. You're going to need more than that. But that is, again, that is important. So we're done making all that we could with the wool that we had. So we'll switch back to hide coats here. But they are important. Again, they help keep citizens happy. Happy citizens work better, so, you know, you're going to want that. Anyway, what else do we want to do today? The last thing I want to do this episode is throw up a boarding house. Was this? Yeah, here we go. Chickens. Yeah, all right, we'll get some chickens. Let's get 8 chickens. 8 chickens for 3,200. Weird how that works out, huh? Okay. You better go get y'all better go get some more. Oh man. I don't know why I didn't do this sooner. I forgot he was on the way. Alright, I'm gonna wait for this trade to happen. Then we'll talk about boarding house. So again, we're gonna go ahead and talk about crops next episode, maybe. Definitely not gonna cover it this episode. I just think it's cool to see little pumpkins growing in. It's cute. Just cute to see them growing in. Anyway, that's adorable. We also got some chickens over here. See the eggs? Nice. Bagak, bagak. This little pasture chickens are smaller, so this little pasture can hold up to 11 of them. And with it's been a couple years, but we can hold up to 9 cattle in here. 2, 4, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, so we should have food from these dudes entering the food supply, and this one's getting fat and growing up. So they're doing pretty well in here. They're nuzzling. That's adorable. I'm gonna turn you guys into food anyway. Anyway, so the last thing, again, sorry about that little interlude, but the last thing I want to get to, and I'm gonna try and fit it right here. I don't think it's actually gonna fit there. I might have to put it over here. That's fine. We got people dropping like flies from old age, but it's from old age, so it's okay. They're allowed to grow old and live a long, happy life, and then pass away with respect and dignity. What I want to actually put in for you guys to show you guys here is the boarding house, and here it is, kind of big. And by kind of big, I mean it's pretty freaking huge. And can I actually jam it in here? No, I cannot. Not even close. I'm gonna put it here. Now the boarding house does 2 things, and this is kind of a big point that I want to get across this episode also for you guys. All of the houses I built so far are wooden. Okay, actually, I'm starting from the wrong place there. What I want to tell you guys about, first of all, is the boarding house. So we did talk about last episode the nomads joining us, saying, hey, how you guys doing? Can we join? And then me recommending you resist the urge unless you're 100% sure you'd be able to deal with it. You know, to be honest, they could help a lot if you are ready to deal with it. But if you're not ready to deal with it, again, which I talked about last time, they will cripple your economy in maybe in irrevocable ways. So what I want you to do is just understand that if you're gonna go this route, and it's good, and there's another use for this, but if you want to go this route, this gives them a nice, comfy, cozy place to live. The boarding house does. Until you have time, and it holds up to 5. Each boarding house holds up to 5 families, and so that'll give you time to throw a couple of houses in, depending on how many nomads joins, without those people being homeless, so they're not starving or freezing to death over the winters or anything like that. But what I want you to do also is think about it this way, and there's a second purpose for this house, and it is so that your citizens have a place to live. Now, why would your citizens need a place to live if they already have houses? Well, what if you kick them out of your houses, out of their houses? Then where would they go? Well, why would you kick them out of their houses? It's another efficiency increase for us, especially if we're going to use firewood as a resource for trading, which I recommend we do, which I want to do, which we will do, which is what we're going to do. You can actually upgrade to the stone house, and the stone house, because it is made of, it says here, provides a place for citizens to live, eat, store food, and stay warm. Provides more warmth than wooden houses. And by provides more warmth, what it means is, and this is huge for us, what it means is it actually uses half as much firewood over the course of its life than a wooden house does. And that's incredible savings for us. Now, the problem is they cost a lot of stone. We're looking at 40 stone and 10 iron per place. Now, 40 stone, we have 300 stone right now, and no way to get any more unless we start expanding really, really far. So, I mean, we'd have to cross this river here to get some more stone. So with 300 stone, that would be, what, 7 houses? We'd be able to convert 7 of these. And if you do convert them, it says right here, stone house, it saves you, I think, a little bit on the wood. 24, 40, 10. 24, 40, 10. No, it does not. I thought the upgrade to the stone house did afford you a break. Anyway, so yeah, so that's something we might want to think about doing slowly but surely. The only other way would be to build a quarry, and when you build a quarry, guess what's going to happen? People are going to die. They'll be killed in the quarry, but that's for another episode for us to discuss. So, as for this episode, we got a 97% yield, 98% yield as we go into autumn. You know what happens in autumn. It's pumpkin time. So we're just going to leave this rock on auto. What you could do, actually, if you need... I won't get into it. I said I won't get into the crop field, so let's just go ahead and call it for this episode. We got done the cemetery. We got the boarding house coming in. We made a little bit of an expansion. We had some adventures with trading. Didn't get any wool yet, but we got some more food coming for those pumpkins. So we're in good shape. For next episode, let's think about talking about crop fields. And let's see where this other stuff takes us, because, I don't know. I think it's kind of an adventure. I think we're having fun, so we're going to keep an eye on these kinds of things, like the storage barns, which are all full. Ooh, jeez. Keep an eye on our growing food supply also, because we got some pumpkins coming. We got some chickens coming too soon. Anyway, that is it for this episode. I hope you dudes truly enjoyed it. I truly have fun making it. Check out my YouTube channel for other gameplay videos, other Let's Plays, and good stuff like that. We got a lot more Banished content coming your way. Again, I hope you dudes found this useful, and I hope you enjoyed watching. I had a good time bringing it to you. We're going to catch you guys next episode. TheeRealDuke, and I'm out.